Aidan Manzano was living his dream. At just 27 years old, he had already made a name for himself as a charismatic and dedicated reporter for Telemundo Kansas City. His passion for storytelling and his commitment to truth-telling resonated with viewers. He had a bright future ahead of him. In February 2025, Aidan received a career-defining assignment covering Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. This was a huge opportunity for the young reporter, a chance to showcase his talents on a national stage. He was excited to immerse himself in the electric atmosphere of the Super Bowl and report on the biggest sporting event of the year. Aidan arrived in New Orleans days ahead of the game, eager to soak up the city's vibrant culture and speak to locals and fans alike. He filed several engaging stories about the city's preparations for the Super Bowl and the excitement building among fans. He seemed to be at the top of his game, full of life and enthusiasm. Little did anyone know that tragedy was lurking just around the corner. Aidan's dreams of a triumphant Super Bowl assignment would soon be shattered, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a family grappling with unimaginable loss. On the morning of February 5, 2025, a sense of unease settled over the hotel where Aidan Manzano was staying. He had missed his scheduled check-in with his producers and was not answering his phone. Concerned colleagues contacted the hotel staff, who entered his room to find a scene that would send shockwaves across the nation. Aidan was lying unresponsive in his bed. Paramedics were immediately called, but it was too late. The young reporter was pronounced dead at the scene. The news spread like wildfire, leaving Aidan's family, friends, and colleagues reeling in shock and disbelief. How could a healthy young man, full of life just hours earlier, be gone? Preliminary investigations quickly revealed that Aidan's death was no ordinary case. There were no signs of forced entry, and no immediate indications of what might have happened. However, the toxicology report painted a disturbing picture. Aidan had a significant amount of alprazolam, a powerful sedative commonly known as Xanax, in his system. The drug, often used to treat anxiety disorders, can be fatal in high doses. Most concerning of all, Aidan did not have a prescription for Xanax. The discovery of the drug immediately raised red flags for investigators. Foul play was suspected and the search for answers began in earnest. Who would want to harm the young reporter and why? The investigation into Aidan Manzano's death was about to take a dramatic turn. As investigators delved deeper into Aidan Manzano's final hours, a name surfaced with alarming frequency: Danette Colbert. This name was not just a fleeting mention, it was a recurring theme that seemed to be woven into the very fabric of the case. Security footage from Aidan's hotel captured Colbert, a 48-year-old woman with a chilling criminal past, entering his room at around 5 in the morning on the day of his death. The grainy footage showed her moving with a sense of purpose, as if she knew exactly what she was there to do. She was seen leaving alone an hour later, just before hotel staff discovered Aidan's body. Her departure was as calm and collected as her arrival, raising even more questions about her involvement. The footage sent chills down the spines of investigators. It was as if they were watching a ghost move through the hotel, leaving a trail of mystery and fear in her wake. Colbert, it turned out, was no stranger to the law. Her name was already well known in criminal circles, and her past was a tapestry of deceit and manipulation. Her rap sheet was littered with convictions for theft, fraud, and most disturbingly, administering drugs to aid a felony. Each conviction told a story of a woman who was willing to go to great lengths to get what she wanted. A pattern began to emerge, one that painted a dark and calculated picture of the woman last seen with Aidan Manzano. It was a pattern of premeditation and cold-blooded execution. In 2022, Colbert had been arrested in Las Vegas on charges of grand larceny and administering drugs to aid a felony. The arrest had been a high-profile case, drawing media attention and public scrutiny. The accusations were eerily similar to the circumstances surrounding Aidan's death. It was as if history was repeating itself, with Colbert at the center of it all. Colbert was accused of drugging men she met in hotels, robbing them while they were incapacitated. The method was always the same, a calculated approach that left little room for error. The charges were ultimately dismissed due to uncooperative victims, but the allegations cast a long shadow over Colbert's past. The dismissal did little to clear her name in the eyes of the public or the authorities. Adding to the growing suspicion, authorities discovered that Colbert had used Aidan's credit card at a gas station and several stores in the hours following her departure from his hotel room. This was a critical piece of evidence that tied her directly to the crime. The evidence was mounting, pointing towards Colbert's involvement in Aiden's death. Each new discovery was like a piece of a puzzle falling into place, revealing a sinister picture. But what was her motive? Was it purely financial gain, or was there something deeper, more personal driving her actions? Was this a random act of violence, or was there something more sinister at play? The answers remained elusive, shrouded in the shadow of Danette Colbert. The investigation into Aiden Manzano's death quickly escalated from a suspicious death to a full-blown homicide investigation. What initially seemed like a tragic accident soon revealed layers of complexity and intrigue that no one had anticipated. The evidence against Danette Colbert was too strong to ignore. Her fingerprints were found on several key pieces of evidence, and her alibi quickly fell apart under scrutiny. Authorities issued a warrant for her arrest, and she was apprehended at a motel on the outskirts of New Orleans. The arrest was swift and decisive, leaving no room for her to escape. A search of her belongings yielded a stash of Xanax pills, further solidifying her connection to the case. The discovery of these pills was a crucial turning point in the investigation, providing a direct link to the method used to incapacitate Aiden. Colbert's arrest sent shockwaves through the community and beyond. People were stunned that someone they knew could be involved in such a heinous act. The news spread like wildfire, igniting conversations and debates about trust and betrayal. The media descended upon the story, captivated by the tragic tale of a young reporter and the woman suspected of his murder. News outlets from across the country sent reporters to cover the unfolding drama, each trying to uncover new details and angles. As investigators pieced together the events leading up to Aiden's death, a disturbing picture